What's good? It's your boy, Adrian Nyce, in the building. Welcome to another episode of Mouthin Out. Right now, I am here with
Atticus Lane.
Atticus Lane in the building. Okay, Atticus, tell me about yourself briefly.
Oh, what's there to tell? I work a day job. I play music. That's about all I do.
Music.
I'm a musician from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm 23 years old. I'm really excited to be right here right now. This is kind of fun. It's kind of cool. I've watched these guys like when their channel started and everything like that, and they've grown and grown and grown, and they're still growing and still growing.
Yeah.
It's fun to be a part of it. So thank you for having me on.
All right, before we continue, we're going to go to commercial break. Guys, stay tuned.
Boom! You want to be inspired? You want to hear a story that's going to take you places, that lights a fire in your chest? You got to check out my boy Adrian's film, Running for Film. Dude ran across America, documented the whole thing, and put it here on a DVD that you can check out. Look, I had a chance to work with this gentleman at Vid Summit 2018. This guy knows what he's doing. He's got fire, he's got excitement, and you need to be a part of what he's building with this film. So go check it out right now. Tell him Owen Video sent you, and I can't wait to see you there.
This guy, Adrian, ran across America from South Carolina to Los Angeles,
Hollywood sign.
over 2,000 miles,
2,500
miles.
I ran 25 to 30 miles a day.
This guy's a hustler. He's a hustler. He's got a running motivational DVD
Documentary
telling his story.
of the whole thing.
He's drinking on the back.
Yes.
For those of you who don't buy DVDs,
And you want one, you can go to our website, runningforfilm.com, and get an autographed copy, or you can watch it online at the website.
runningforfilm.com.
Oh, yeah. All right, we are back. So, Atticus, for the people who don't know you,
Which is most of them.
you never know who knows you, though. Just kind of break down, give us like a little of your background and your resume. Where have you performed at? How long have you been doing music, etc.?
Okay, well, I was one of those kids in school that always got made fun of because I always wanted to do something artistic. And it started out with dancing. Like when Michael Jackson died, I kind of learned how to imitate Michael Jackson. I can't do it anymore because I got bad knees and a bad back and stuff. But it started out with dancing, and then I got on stage in theater and stuff like that, and I performed at the Belk Theater up in Charlotte for a play.
That's dope.
And just slowly over time, it transitioned to music. But I couldn't sing, I couldn't play instruments, and hip hop was always there, and it was like skateboarding.
Yeah.
Hip hop is so much like skateboarding to me. It's an independent sport. You're competing with yourself. You know what I mean? And it's super dope, and I kind of took to it. And over time, my other musical influences kind of came in, and I started performing live. I signed to an independent label, Goat City Records. There's some great guys. Goat City Records.
They're located here?
They're located here now. They used to be located out of Greensboro. I think as of yesterday, I'm outside of my obligations with them.
Oh, wow.
Independent again.
I thought they moved yesterday.
No.
I was like, what?
But they are great guys. Enoch is a fantastic producer. He's blowing up with his lo-fi beats and stuff like that on YouTube and Instagram. But they got me performing live in Greensboro a lot, and I would drive up to Greensboro pretty much every weekend and play a new show and whatnot. And then I joined a couple of bands down here, and being along in the punk community and whatnot, but still doing my own stuff, I finally I played the Milestone up in Charlotte, and that was with 3 bands and Atticus Lane.
Yeah.
It was a rap artist playing with 3 bands, and people don't usually do that.
Yeah.
And it worked really well, and ever since then I've kind of been teetering this line between the two communities, and it's been a really, really fun time. It's sort of cross-branding, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's good, and it's also something different because probably a lot of these communities don't even get that experience. They might just get the DJ playing the instrumental. They don't get the full live band or whatever the case may be with their shows.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different experience. You said you're independent?
I'm independent now.
How long were you with
I was with Goat City Records for approximately 2 years. It was a little longer. And I fulfilled all the obligations with them, and they've kind of gone in a different direction with how they approach business and everything like that. And I've taken so much of my own initiative with music that we felt like it was best to just like dap up, be friends, collaborate when necessary, but
Definitely.
take the business out of the friendship. You know what I mean?
So I want you to break this down for me. So how old are you?
I'm 23 now.
So you're 23. A lot of artists, there's a lot of independent artists out here right now looking to get signed, looking to get this deal, whatever the case may be, even if it's with a smaller record label or brand. Can you tell me what it was like being with someone for 2 years? You know, I know everybody's deal's different, but just kind of give people that experience, because you're kind of going it the opposite way. You know, you were signed, then you're independent.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you were independent before that, but still.
It was kind of revolutionary for me as far as like a learning process, because I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know how to get booked. I knew how to talk,
Yeah.
but I just didn't know how to put myself in a situation to gain opportunities.
Definitely.
Goat City gave me opportunities, and they put me in the room to talk to certain people. And what I did with after that, I feel like a lot of independent musicians that haven't gotten those opportunities yet, they need that fire lit under their ass. You know what I mean?
Feel for the fire.
Exactly. So like, they gave me the opportunity to learn, and I'm always the kind of person that wants to maximize learning.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was, like I said, it was quite a learning experience, and in nothing but good ways. You know, like I said, they gave me tons of opportunities, and they taught me, the people that I needed to talk to, how to talk to them and how to get the most out of it. You know.
So
Brian from Goat City Records, Enoch, he is very, very intelligent, and he is a very, very good person to learn from.
go.
I'd love to connect you guys because he has a lot to share.
you said Brian?
Brian, yes.
Ryan, shout out Ryan.
Brian.
Brian. Shout
Enoch.
out Brian. Enoch in the building.
He is a very, very smart man and a very good person to learn from. I was actually just on the phone with him before we went live.
Cool. So even though y'all split ways, it's still all good.
Oh, it was
everything.
It was completely.
love for each other.
It was completely amicable. You know,
That's good.
In the past 2 years, I have picked up the guitar and put it into my live shows. I went from
That's dope.
being just a straight up, boom bap rapper, everything like that, to I grew up listening to Blink 182 and Sum 41 and Nirvana and all these other bands, and it's like I want to put this into my music, but I don't want to just change what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've told people before, and this is super pretentious, and I don't mean for it to come off that way, but I kind of want to reinvent what the term singer-songwriter is. You look at like the rock stars of old, the Eric Claptons and George Harrisons and everything like that, Jimi Hendrix and stuff. In a way, they had their bands, but they were singer-songwriters, and it's transitioned into the Ed Sheerans, the Jason Mrazes,
Superstars.
Jack White, stuff like that. Why can't a singer-songwriter also be a rapper? Why does it have to redefine what you are? You know what I mean? Has hip-hop not been around for 40, 50 years?
Yeah.
Is it not time to just make it a genre
long,
just as much as everybody else?
Big facts.
So that's kind of my deep within goal of like, I want to redefine what a singer-songwriter can be, and I want to be able to put rappers in the same echelon as those other people.
That's dope. I think you can do that. The route you're taking and the stuff that you're doing, it seems like that is a path that can definitely be accomplished. I know you mentioned something about communities. Kind of just talk about, so you've been in different communities, or like how have you been helping?
Well, one thing I've noticed with all the traveling that I've done is anytime you go somewhere, and first off, I want to give a shout out to Asheville and their music community. Shout out to Asheville. This past Tuesday, I played The Pulp beneath the Orange Peel. We sold out like 2 times over. Like they had to turn away twice as many people as they let in, and it was kind of heartbreaking because like you see all these people in line, but at the same time, it's like, wow, this community here is just booming, and everybody that performed that night was up in each other's face. They knew everybody's lyrics, and it was like you see this community of nothing but love. And I've seen that here in Charlotte with other hip-hop artists and in the bands that I'm in, and I've seen that in Greensboro.
Yeah.
In Greensboro, there's a myriad of artists that I'm probably going to shout out tonight, like people like DSO, Lil Kawhi, Kiba, Lef, who he's up in the DMV right now, up in DC.
They all grinding and doing their shit.
Yeah, they're all doing their stuff, and it's amazing to watch them because I watched them when they first started getting on stage at the same time as me, and they're all doing their stuff, and it's really impressive. Maggie Lee, she's a poet, dude. She's just an absolute poet.
That's tight.
Jaded, Cinematics, like all these people, they're great artists, and it's like it's time for the next generation. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I'm excited to see what we all can do, and I just want to be a part of each community. You know.
So I know you have some music videos out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna showcase one, and then when we get done showcasing it, we're gonna talk into who directed it, how did it come about, the idea, and talk about the song.
Of course.
Cool.
Of course.
So we'll be right back after this.
I took her out, it was a Friday night. I woke alone to get the feeling right. We started making out, and she took off my pants, but then I turned on the TV, and that's about the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23, and I'm still more amused by TV shows. What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? Later on the drive home, I called her mom from a payphone. I said I was the cops and your husband's in jail. His stealing's down on top of me, and that's about the time that bitch hung up on me. Nobody likes you when you're 23, and I'm still more amused by prank phone calls. What the hell is call ID? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? About the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23, and you still act like you're in freshman year. What the hell is wrong with me? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? That's about the time that she broke up with me. No one should take themselves so seriously, with many years ahead to fall in line. Why would you wish that on me and never wanna act my age? What's my age again? What's my age again?
What's up, guys? We are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that video.
I'm sorry about that.
Nah, bro, that shit was funny, actually. I have a bunch of questions. And you said the name of it was...
What's My Age Again?
What's My Age Again?
Yes, sir.
How did that title come about?
Well, the song is a cover of an old Blink-182 song. I've actually said for years, which the reason being, the main line of the song that is sort of the main hook is like, nobody likes you when you're 23. And I've said for years that, I'm going to release a cover of that song and run around naked Charlotte like they did in Los Angeles back 20 years ago. And I was 14 days away from turning 23, and I was sitting in my room where I record all my music. And I just picked up a guitar, and I was like, man, let's just do this.
Yeah.
I spent from 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning. I recorded all the guitars. I recorded a bass track and programmed the drums to match it. I was going to get real drums later. And just sat there and listened to it. I was like, man, I can't believe I did this. I sent the track off to a pretty prominent YouTuber who covers a lot of Blink-182 songs. He recorded the bass for that song. And I went and got real drums for it at our band's house and recorded the vocals and everything like that. And I had the song done in about 7 days total.
Yeah.
I had the basis of it done that first night on October 10th, but I had the song done in 7 days total. I tried 3 times to shoot that video, and none of them worked. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to do the naked thing.
It didn't work because
just
stuff didn't come together.
Stuff didn't come together and everything like that. And it was 4 days before my 23rd birthday that I called my bandmate up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy a gimbal. I bought a camera that lets me control the settings I bought like a camera app on my phone that let me control the settings harder. I said, let's just do this.
Right.
Let's like not plan anything out. Let's just go do it. So all the bits that we did were just products of like what we had come across. Like the girls in the beginning, that's a local band called Atomic Platonic. And I hit them up, was like, hey, what are you doing? Because they go to Queens University.
Hell
and
yeah.
I was like, you guys want to make fun of how small my penis is? So they were
I
like,
know,
sure.
like,
So
what?
like, run by them, do that little bit and everything like that. And then I ran through Queens University a lot. I ran through Queens University's courtyard while everybody's in the courtyard studying. I just dropped trowel and just ran
So
through.
you were actually naked?
No.
No. Okay.
I had
knew
I had
it.
on flesh-colored trunks.
Gotcha.
But
So at first glance, it would look like you're naked, but
yes, everybody's reactions were real
Yeah.
because I mean it's like one consistent skin tone.
definitely.
But no, I was running through all different kind of places. I was running through parking decks and everything like that. There's a lot of like hidden little references in there. Like I'm a big wrestling fan, and I give somebody like a Stone Cold Stunner while I'm running through their neighborhood and stuff like that. And then I crash two cans together. 'Cause I'm straight edge. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything like that.
Yo,
Never
keep
have.
it up, guys.
Thank
Don't
you.
do drugs.
But I crashed together like two Coca-Colas, which Coca-Cola is my most prominent song. That's like my live show closer, everything like that.
Which made it on Indie
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah, I think it was at 18 or 19 when it debuted, and it's still there at like 60.
Boom.
It's been
In
a
there.
while. But I'm actually, I want to submit some more music to you guys as I start to roll out the second album.
Oh yeah.
But
Who directed?
basically me.
Basically you.
My bandmate, Mike Smith, he's in Duck Beak. Some of the pictures that you have, he's in them.
Okay.
He's the front man of that band, and he shot it actually, which, you know, he's one of my best friends in music.
Look,
He's
man,
absolutely one of my best friends in music.
When I started doing film, I shot a lot of music videos, bro. So like I have an eye for it, and like I can tell the difference between a shitty music video and a good music video. And I will actually say this was pretty good, man. It
Thank
was really creative. I definitely like the part where you pulled out the damn guitar from the vending machine or whatever. I was like,
But that was funny. Like we've had a
people
joke.
wouldn't think of that.
We've had a joke for a while that we just like cut out a picture of Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 and just put his face somewhere, cut out the eyes and wear it like a mask.
Yeah.
And my buddy had like a Tom DeLonge face lying around. I said, dude, he's in Blink-182. These are his signature guitars. Like, why don't I just put it on a vending machine and get the guitar out of the vending machine?
It's dope.
But yeah, no, it was a fun time. I can't say I'll never do it again because I had a band called the Fill-Ins from around here. They asked me to be in their video as the naked guy. You can go check out their video. It's called Long Way to Go on
Long Way to
YouTube.
Go.
I'm naked in it as well. That was a fun time. Yeah, so it was just a good time, and it was a concluded time. Hopefully, I do not have to strip down and do anything ever again.
You
like
never
that.
know, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
It'll probably come up at some point.
Maybe one of your shows, you just be like, fuck it.
People are waiting on it. Okay, if I ever play like big venue in Charlotte,
Hell yeah.
fine, I'll do it.
Crowd surfing.
Exactly.
Okay, so what
Poke
we're gonna
somebody's
do?
eye out.
We're gonna go to one more commercial break and be right back, just to get into a little bit about your performing, what it's like to actually be up there on stage and be in these different cities. Okay, we'll be right back.
Boom! You want to be inspired? You want to hear a story that's going to take you places that lights a fire in your chest? You got to check out my boy Adrian's film, Running for Film. Dude ran across America, documented the whole thing, and put it here on a DVD that you can check out. Look, I had a chance to work with this gentleman at VidSummit 2018. This guy knows what he's doing. He's got fire, he's got excitement, and you need to be a part of what he's building with this film. So go check it out right now. Tell him Owen Video sent you, and I can't wait to see you there.
This guy, Adrian, ran across America from South Carolina to Los Angeles,
Hollywood sign,
over 2,000 miles,
2,500.
2,500 miles.
I ran 25 to 30 miles a day.
This guy's a hustler. He's a hustler. He's got a running motivational DVD
Documentary
telling him his story.
of the whole thing.
He's drinking on the back.
Yes.
For those of you who don't buy DVDs,
And you want one, you can go to my website, runningforfilm.com, and get an autographed copy, or you can watch it online at my website.
runningforfilm.com.
Oh, yeah. So, in your mind, or to your knowledge, how many shows do you think you have performed at?
Okay, so I know it was 50-something in 2018.
And you're only 23.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I try to like minimum 2-3 a month, but I don't know at this point. It's over 100. I'd say probably like 110, 120, something like that.
So is there
over the last 2.5 years?
I mean, like, to people who really don't understand music or who might not understand the artist's mind or the music industry at that, is there a benefit to performing on stages versus, you know, only being on social media or whatever the case may be, or just releasing music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's absolutely a benefit. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything better about either one. I think that is the smartest thing you can do is just to do both.
Yeah.
You get to meet people, you get to shake their
Totally
hand.
agree.
You get to give them a memory. A song, when you release it, is not always a memory. It's not like you release a song and you can't be, they're not necessarily going to be going through it and listen to it and just connect with it when you release it if they don't know you. If they meet you live and in person and you play a song that they really connect with because you're standing right there, and that's a lifelong fan. A lot of people that I've met that, you know, they tell me some of their favorite songs are my songs. They first saw me at a live show, or they came to a live show at some point. Live music is just such a powerful thing. It's such a universal. Actually, I'm going to go off on a tiny little rant.
Go. Let's hear
There
it
was
from Malvin now.
there was a study done recently that shows people's brainwaves. When you go to a concert, no matter what background you're from, no matter what your knowledge level is, no matter what your emotions are, what you're feeling, when you go to a concert, your brainwaves link up with the artists and the message that they're trying to portray. Therefore, your brainwaves link up with the person beside you and the person across the room and everything like that. So when you go to a live show like that, everybody's on the same page regardless of background, anything. It doesn't matter. It literally everything goes out the door because we're on the same page right now.
Connected
Live
with that
music,
artist.
yeah, live music is such a vibe like that, and it's such a fun time. And I will hopefully, no matter where music takes me, I'll never stop performing live in some capacity.
Where would you say is your most favorite venue that you've performed at?
The Milestone's cool because
The Milestone is
in
what-
Charlotte.
okay.
In Charlotte, it's over on Tuckasegee, and it's cool because it's got such a history. It's been there for 50, 60 years now.
Yeah.
You know, Nirvana played there. While Nirvana could still play, it was like a 4-year span that they could have played there, and they did play there. I like the Pulp, you know, and the
Where's
Orange
that?
Peel in Asheville, where
They're
I just
both in
performed.
Asheville.
Yeah, they're both basically the same venue.
Gotcha.
It's basically an A stage and a B stage. An awesome place, awesome people, everything like that. In Greensboro, there was a bar that's unfortunately closed down, but it's called Shiners. That was a great place. I wouldn't say I have a favorite venue because they all come with, you know, their own memories and everything like that. There's a coffee house that was my first show, and it was amazing.
Have most of your shows been like North Carolina area or
Yes, sir.
okay? What is there a most memorable crowd?
Most memorable crowd would probably have to be April 25th. I think I played Shiners, and it was the first time I'd ever brought out the guitar, and it's the first time I ever brought out some more rock-oriented hip-hop.
Yeah.
And man, they just gave me everything they had. It was such a good time. It's
That's
like
dope.
it's like the posts about it are like some of my most popular on Instagram. Like just everything about that show was just a good time, and I finally got to reveal, you know, a part of myself that I feel like I hadn't shown yet, and it was very, very well received. Aside from that, I played a house show on August 3rd at the Ritter House, and that is like legendary to the punk scene and
Yeah.
you know, Lower Charlotte. And they finally let me play it as Atticus Lane and everything like that.
What?
Hacked it out.
So you've played it before, but just not as
a member of a band. But they finally let me play it as Atticus Lane and sort of set up the event and everything like that. And it was gangbusters, and we made a ton of money, and everybody just had a good time. And it was like just a bunch of kids just giving you everything that they had. You're giving it right back to them. It's like a give and take, a trade, a share. Such a good time.
So I'm sure right now they're showing pictures of you probably at performances or have already showed it. When you and your band go, this is just a question for me, like when y'all go, do y'all like try to coordinate dress wear, or like is it, not that y'all are in there, I'm just curious, I don't know, or do y'all show up like...
It seems like they do. The band that I'm in, Duck Beat, most of the guys are younger than me by a little bit, and they're really a part of the punk community. I mean, they are punks. Me coming from hip-hop, it's obvious that I'm a little bit different than them when
Yeah.
we're on stage together. I play rhythm guitar for them, but they're all there. They got like patches and their denim jackets and stuff like that, piercings, crazy hair, you know, all kind of stuff. And I'll be up there with American Eagle on, like looking like a kid straight out of high school.
Yeah.
But no, we don't usually like coordinate what we wear or anything like that. I try to pay attention to what I wear.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So there
I'm
is
like,
some thought. It's not just like, I don't know. I guess there is thought because you're gonna be in front of.
I've got like 5 outfits, and I'm like, I like those outfits.
Yeah.
I've got this weird obsession with like polo shirts with trim around like the. I've got a weird
around the
obsession
edges.
with this. Yeah. All different kind of stuff like that. But fashion is something that kind of slips me. My ex-girlfriend, still a really good friend of mine, she used to make fun of me for looking like I looked like I'm just glued in 2007.
That's okay.
No,
you
it's a great
You
time.
got your own style. That's what it
I
is.
try.
Okay.
Try a little bit.
So, what has anything like crazy happened like at a show? Like super crazy?
Not really that I can think of. I mean, there's been a couple of people thrown out and a couple of, I mean, hell, at the Pulp, after everything was over, this drunk guy walked in and he just kept walking in and they were like, no, it's closed. And he kept walking in, it's closed. And eventually they had to body check him, like, get out.
Really? Did he seem like violent at all, or he was just like regular, just trying to?
No, but he was
walk
spilling
in?
alcohol everywhere.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was double fisting and just like throwing it all over the place. But no, I mean, crazy. There was a crazy thing. There was a disrespectful hip hop troupe. They came through and they were jumping on all the stage monitors and acting crazy. And
Like they performed before you, or
they performed after. No, they performed before me. And they were very. They just weren't respectful for gear and the stage and everything like that. And it seemed like a misinterpretation of trying to be edgy and like, oh, I'm aggressive, like somebody smashing a guitar. It seemed like they were trying to have that kind of vibe, but they just didn't understand that like this isn't your stuff. You're not supposed to smash it. You're not supposed to be disrespectful. Everything like that.
That's not how it's done. Come on.
My girl Virginia. The Haze Art on Instagram. She's amazing. I wanted to give her a big shout out. She put on the event. She got up on stage, got on the microphone, and just like tore them a new one. I was proud of her. It was fun. It was cool.
I remember that happened at, I think it was the Evening Muse over here in Charlotte, and everybody was just looking at them. I know I guess the manager or the DJ, like they just went up there and like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Went in on them. That's crazy. So no like fires or like huge
we had a PA
fights
blow up. We had a PA and a bass amp blow up. The bass amp caught on fire behind me.
while you're performing?
Well, I was playing bass at the time, and the bass amp. I forgot about that. That was a good time. It was fun.
So, what are your goals for your music now? Like, do you have an end goal for it, or are you just seeing where it takes you?
I don't want to say that I'm seeing where it takes. It's kind of like a hybrid, because I don't have an end goal. I don't want it to end. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I'm not just kind of like blindly walking out there into the music world. I know that I want to make a living doing it. I want to, regardless of whether I do make a living doing it, be able to do it for the rest of my life. You know, creating music and performing music is what I love, and connecting with people is what makes me happy. As long as I can connect with people for the rest of my life through making what I love, you know, I don't really care. That's all that matters to me. It's just the human connection.
So now that you have been with the label, are you more so trying to stay independent, or you wouldn't mind getting signed to a bigger company?
I'd love to get signed to a bigger label. I opened for Dying and Designer, who signed to Hopeless Records. I opened for him back in January, and the members of Hopeless Records that were there, I talked to them and everything like that, and it's like I would absolutely love to have an opportunity like that. That's part of the reason I'm going on a tour this summer. I'm flying into Chicago with my best friend in music, Eugenius. I've been looking for like the best place to shout him out. He is my best friend, and like I love that kid to death. He's my bro. We're flying into Chicago, going Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Denver, riding through the mountains and stuff like that, playing a show in like Fort Collins,
tour.
Trying to make it as big as possible. Going to Vegas, coming back up through Colorado Springs, hit Denver one more night, and then fly home.
Damn.
But one of the reasons I'm doing that and funding it myself is so I can put it on my resume. So if I ever get a chance to speak to a label, it's like, okay, here's the proof in the pudding, and here's what I did just by myself.
You have
So-
tour experience. This is what we encountered. This is how much my fan base has grown since then. This is how much we sold in merch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Analytics. Analytics.
Yeah. Breaking it down for you. That stuff matters, surprisingly.
It really does. If you're a one-man band, like myself kind of is, it's like you've got to push it 4 times as hard.
That's my next question was, so I know you said, so you're not with the label now. Do you have a manager?
I do
Or
not.
someone who acts as a manager?
I don't. Back when I was with the label, that was kind
They
of
acted
Brian,
as- gotcha.
basically, and I still consult him
For stuff.
For stuff. He's a brother of mine, and I would never look at him any different.
Do you feel like you need one right now at this point in your time?
I would
Or of
like
your
one.
career? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a girl, and she's gonna get very mad at me. Her name's Jenna.
Jenna.
I would love, more than anything, to pay her to be my manager because she's very intelligent. She has a management job already. But no, she just doesn't want to.
She just doesn't want to.
Jenna, be my manager, please.
Jenna, be his manager. Guys, comment on this video telling Jenna to be,
Yeah, hashtag Jenna.
to be his manager. For real.
Oh, she's gonna hate me.
So you would like one?
I would absolutely love
Make
one.
things easier, right?
It would make things a ton easier. The biggest caveat to that is they've just got to. I've got to be able to be connected with them on a mind
Facts.
level. That's because I control my music and everything that goes on so much. I like knowing what's going on. I like being on top of everything and being able to see, anything. With the business side, with the creative side. It's why I play all the instruments and write all the music myself. Is because it's in my head. And I wanted to come out like it is in my head because what's in my head is I really like it. I feel like other people would like it.
Well, speaking of analytics, so who would you say, just break down your target audience right
My
quick.
target audience?
Who do you think your target audience is, if you had to describe it?
My target audience is just that kid in high school that's looking for something to believe in. I mean, I could sit here and say, well, I try to be versatile and want to get everybody. And I do. I really do want to get everybody. The members of the hip-hop community, the more urban fan base and stuff like that, there's a lot of crossover with that because of the older stuff that I do and some of the stuff that I still do now. I really try to study the craft and still get better at rapping. And then there's the punk kids that really want to be punk and DIY and everything like that.
Hell
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, I was kind of a nerd in high school. I was in theater and I liked all different kinds of music and I didn't have too much of an identity. And I really want to just speak to those kids that feel like they need somebody to listen to and somebody to relate
Facts.
to. I just like telling stories. None of my music is party music. And it's not a matter of I don't like party music or anything like that. It's just when I sit down with a pen or when I sit down with a guitar, it's I want to communicate a feeling and an emotion. And the best way for me to do that is to tell stories from my life. And maybe they didn't go through exactly what I went through. Maybe they went through something similar. My favorite rapper, rap group Atmosphere, Slug is the rapper in it.
Yeah, who is that?
He's amazing is what he is. He's an older guy now, but I connect with him on so many different levels. I connected with him through high school on a really emotional level, and now that I'm listening to some of the stuff that he did when he was my age, I'm doing the same things he was doing. And it's he's talking about being at shows and talking with people and flirting with people just for the sake of forwarding your music. You gotta put yourself out there on a different level. And it's I listen to that and I'm like, wow, that's he kind of shaped who I became. You know what I mean? And
That's dope.
Because
then you can, you as an up and coming artist, you can kind of look at that and it can kind of show you what's to come, or it can teach you, or any hurdles that he's encountered, you might encounter also.
Exactly.
He can break it down on how you might handle that, or
100%.
or avoid it. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's
And
dope.
it's all relatability. He had a drinking problem when he was younger. I've never had a drinking problem, but I've had my vices and I've had my problems with other
everybody
people.
does.
I have relationship issues and stuff like that. And the way that he communicates his drinking problem is through, an analogy of Lucy. Lucy Ford is like a bad relationship, but it's really about his drinking. Well, the bad relationship I definitely relate to. It's very similar. It's the same kind of addictive emotions and
That's dope.
it
how he
helps
made
me. You know what I
gave
mean?
it a name.
It's really cool. He's really influenced my writing, how I speak, everything like that. It's just the Minnesota hip hop community up north. It's just very old school. It's very laid back. There's still b-boys. There's still graph writers. There's still DJs and still MCs the way that it used to be. It's great. It's something I really admire. I look up to a lot of communities like that.
That's dope. That's dope. I can tell. It's like it means one. That's dope. Okay, so going back to your shows just briefly.
Yes, sir.
So like, is there advice you can give to up-and-coming rappers, bands, rock artists, whatever the case may be, singer-songwriters who are starting to go to like open mics or have their own shows? Like, give them advice, but also give them advice on how they can take advantage of that experience while they're on stage, having everybody zone in on them. Like, how can they?
As far as performing goes, the best advice I can give you is when you're 15 years old and you're getting up and getting ready for school and you've got your phone in the corner and you're brushing your teeth and you're rapping in the mirror because you think you're cool and you think you're Drake standing in front of 15,000 people, that's how you need to perform.
Yeah.
And there's a level of being like cheesy with it where it's like, oh man, you give 110% every night, but it's true. If you don't feel the music that you're performing, then there's more work that needs to be done.
The audience ain't even gonna feel
exactly.
it. If you don't feel
you know what I mean?
Damn,
like just
crazy.
get up there and do it the way that you do it when you're by yourself. Because nobody when they're by themselves is holding back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody when they're by themselves is holding back. As far as taking full advantage of those opportunities, just communicate and speak. That's all. I understand being an introvert and being shy.
Yeah.
But everybody has friends and everybody wants friends. Nobody truly wants to be completely alone. You know what I mean?
That's true.
We all want
no
somebody.
matter how much they say it.
we all want somebody to understand us.
Yeah.
And
that's real.
If you speak to people at your shows and understand them, then they will 100% understand you, and that's the trade-off, and that's what you were looking for anyway. It's not an attention thing; it's just an understanding and learning about other people. Human connection. It's like the theme of my whole music career is the human connection.
That's dope. Okay.
For sure.
That was very good advice, bro.
Thank you.
You're wise beyond your years. only 23.
Well, my body.
When's your birthday?
October 24th.
October 24th.
So I've got about 6 more months before I'm 1 more year older.
Your soul is old.
My body is old. I've got like arthritis and a bad rotator cuff
bad
and
knees
and my back. I'm gonna need back surgery soon.
All right, so what we're about to do, hop into one more and final commercial break. When we get back, we'll hop into some questioning, 10 random questions. All right, we out.
Boom! You want to be inspired? You want to hear a story that's going to take you places that lights a fire in your chest? You got to check out my boy Adrian's film, Running for Film. Dude ran across America, documented the whole thing, and put it here on a DVD that you can check out. Look, I had a chance to work with this gentleman at Vid Summit 2018. This guy knows what he's doing. He's got fire, he's got excitement, and you need to be a part of what he's building with this film. So go check it out right now. Tell him Owen Video sent you, and I can't wait to see you there.
This guy, Adrian, ran across America from South Carolina to Los Angeles,
Hollywood sign.
over 2,000 miles,
2,500.
2,500 miles.
I ran 25 to 30 miles a day.
This guy's a hustler. He's a hustler. He's got a running motivational DVD
Documentary.
Tell him his story.
Of the whole thing.
He's drinking on the back.
Yes.
For those of you who don't buy DVDs,
and you want one, you can go to our website, runningforfilm.com, and get an autographed copy, or you can watch it online at the website.
runningforfilm.com.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we are back. We have 10 random questions for you.
Okay, I'm not ready at all.
Answer them to the best of your abilities. Just the first thing that comes to your mind, and don't worry about your response.
Cool deal.
Okay.
All right.
Ass or titties?
Oh, I'm an ass man. Definitely. I'm an ass man. 100%. Which is weird because the girl that I dated for the longest had no ass.
Dang.
Love her to death, though. She's a great girl.
but now you know what you want.
100%.
I'm fucking with you. Okay, so Apple or PC?
Apple or PC? I'm very much PC. It's more control for me. It's more control for me. But I just got the iPhone 11.
Apple gang.
Bro,
Yeah,
I just got the Pro like last week.
But PC though.
PC, yeah, I go PC solely for having more control. It's familiarity.
So as far as like desktops, PC. But if you had the phone, Apple, Android, you would go to Apple.
I mean, I do have I have a MacBook Pro that I use to travel and get ideas on and everything like that, and I still edit videos and stuff on it. But
so
my
both.
PC, yeah, I mean, I do get a bit of both because you got to be versatile today. Some people will send you a Logic file, some people send you a Pro Tools file. I use Reaper for my stuff because it's more about tracking. It's like I'd rather know everything and have access to everything than isolate myself.
Beatbox. Okay. Is the Earth flat or round?
It's round.
It's round?
Come on.
How you know?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Because when you
How
look
do
at
you know?
when you look out into the ocean at 14 miles, it contours over and you don't see the rest of the world. Not because of fog or anything like that. It's because it contours over.
So then a flat Earth person might argue you can't see the rest of the world because of the ozone. It gives it this bluish
hey, here,
look.
you want to know something? You want ozone. You know what the shape of an O is? It's round.
So how do you know we're not
the ozone? It's not the line zone.
How
It's
do you
the
know
ozone.
we're not? So how do you know we're not on the Earth and then it bends slightly at the end? That's how you get the curve.
Are
And
you
then-
a flat
and
earther?
then- I'm not, but I know how they would argue
playing
with
devil's
it.
advocate.
Exactly.
I feel that.
And then under it would just be this floating little thing.
Well, look, okay, I don't know. I guess I don't know,
Yeah.
but
yeah. I agree with him though. I definitely think it's a circle. Like if you look at the other planets that are in the whole galaxy, they're round. So why would our one planet be flat in the first place? It wouldn't make sense.
well, because it's just a screen that is projected onto. One of us has a TV show about themselves, and we're all just playing a character in it.
Something like that. Okay, cool. So round. Definitely. I'm with you. So okay, give me the top 5 rappers, your top 5 rappers in the game right now
In the game right now,
that you think are top 5.
gosh, see, I'm a historical guy. I'm old.
No,
you know
right
what I
now,
mean?
right now.
Right now,
Not they have to be alive.
they have to be alive.
Just some stats. Yeah, have to be alive.
Oh wow, you really put me on the spot here because I don't listen to much new hip hop. It's so hard for me to find something that sticks with me. I mean, Cole has always stuck with me.
Okay. Cole's
I
dope.
want to see what Kendrick does next.
I'm with you on that.
I really want to see what Kendrick does next.
I hate him having long gaps between his music. Too long of gaps, I'll say.
I agree. There's a young guy who he's not too young anymore, but he's really starting to get his opportunity in the limelight. His name's Prof. I didn't like him at first. No offense to you, Prof. It was just the first few songs that I heard from him weren't really my vibe. But man, did I delve into him and see his versatility. I mean, he can have
Really?
a ball and he can tell you a story.
So that's your number 3?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily order these. He's just a different kind of cat.
You said his name's Proof?
Prof.
Prof, I'm sorry.
Like professor. Prof.
Is he local to this area?
He's Minneapolis.
Okay.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
That's dope. So we got J. Cole, in no particular order, J. Cole, Kendrick, Prof.
Prof. I really like Prof.
2 more.
Oh man, I'm really having to dig
Top
deep.
5 currently to you.
See, it can't be to me because
Why?
mine are so obscure.
But that's what we want. That's why we want your top 5. Okay, give me your top 5 and then we'll go.
Okay, my top
To
5.
the world.
My top 5 is always going to be Atmosphere, A$AP Rock. A$AP Rock is a genius, not A$AP Rocky.
I agree. Oh, okay.
Not
I don't
A$AP
agree.
Rocky. A$AP Rock is a genius. He is legitimately intelligent.
Okay. I'm gonna check out these people. Y'all check out these people also.
You have to read. You have to read his lyrics several times over and go, oh, he's got a line in an old song that is, tell me if this makes any sense. Put one up for shackle me not, clean logic, procreation. I did not invent the wheel. I was the crooked spoke adjacent. What? Like what do you he's pulling he's just saying things. It's like he wrote down what he wanted to say and then translated it 3 times to something different. He's just very, very creative. Plays with beats really creatively.
Okay.
I really still like what Greaves does. He's a guy who came from Seattle. He's just got a different vibe to him. I want to like what the emo rappers are doing. At the same time, I feel like a lot of it's misinterpreted from what the punk scene is. I feel like it's a character. It's more of like a desire to be, and punk is not something you want to be. It's something.
So you don't think it's authentic? Because it's something new, right?
Yeah, it's kind of confusing because it's not something that can be inauthentic. You don't be punk. You aren't punk. Everybody's punk. As long as you're doing what you want to do and being true to yourself, that's punk. But I feel like there's this imagery that's like projected out there as to what punk is, and people, that's not really the imagery and the style is not what they are, but they feel like they have to portray that to be punk.
So they're more so focused on the imagery and
like a
the
stereotype,
persona, the persona of being punk more so than what it actually is.
100%, and that's like, you know, I don't feel like I fit that stereotype at all. Like I said, I'll go to shows wearing like American Eagle and stuff like that. I just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know? I like a sound and I like making that sound and everything like that. But you know, Ace, Atmosphere, Greaves.
Greaves.
Oh man, there's so many. Brother Ali is just
Ali.
He's just fantastic. He's fantastic. He's an absolute, soothsayer and improv.
And improv.
And improv.
So now, if we had to switch over to top 5
to what everybody,
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna base this off of like who I think is really tearing it up.
Okay.
Who's really tearing it up? Baby's tearing it up.
Definitely.
I don't like the Baby.
You don't?
I don't like the
Baby's
music.
You don't like the Baby, and you don't like his music, or you don't like the Baby as a person?
I don't know the Baby as a person.
Or I guess it's persona.
I don't really have an opinion either way.
But his music's trash. To you.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's trash. It's just not. It's not what I put on.
Appealing.
You know what I mean? Like when I put my headphones on, I go for something different.
Okay.
But what do I know? Because he's killing it. He is absolutely killing it.
According to the analytics.
The analytics. I go on my Explore page. I see him. That means he's doing something right, and I can't knock that at all. That's mad respect. I can learn from that. Because guess who's not doing that? Me.
You're getting there. He does have a whole machine and every,
he does. He
all that behind
He
him.
kills it though. He's really good.
So the Baby.
Baby's killing it. I mean the 2 that I mentioned before, they've been killing it. They've been killing Cole and Kendrick. They've been killing it for years. I kind of want to say Drake just to piss everybody off.
I mean, you can't have that list without Drake. I'm sorry.
It's like just
everybody knows Drake.
How do you stop the guy?
I have no.
He spent 10 years on the Billboard chart.
No.
How do you stop him?
Guys, mastermind.
His producer, 40, 40 in the weekend for curating that Take Care sound. I mean, I'm gonna say a phrase that I feel like you haven't heard in a while, but you will know exactly the era that I'm talking about. Drake type beat.
Definitely.
You remember all those? Like, you go on YouTube, Drake type beat.
That's
like
all
Omito and all that stuff. Like, oh man, they made so much money off of his sound. It's wild.
That's crazy.
Number 5.
Changed the game, probably.
What's number 5? Okay, let's think.
So we got the Baby. He's tearing it up right now. We got J. Cole and Kendrick. Dope rappers.
100%.
And then we have Drake.
Drake just does his thing.
A legend.
Always.
For the whole decade. They're probably going to be continuing that. So we need one more top 5 in the world.
You know who's like had a career resurrection and like you keep hearing about?
Who?
Who do you think I'm gonna say?
I don't know. There's a couple of people that's been
Kanye.
I
keep like it's like
I mean, he's been doing his Sunday service and everything.
Exactly. It's like he's had a career resurrection. He's really like.
I thought you was gonna say Eminem. Eminem has also come back just a tad because he just dropped the album.
Yeah.
Or project. Or
I feel for the guy because he's in a position right now, and this is not me trying to psychologically diagnose anybody. The way that
even though that's what we're doing. But go ahead.
The way that he grew up and everything like that, and the stuff that you heard in his early music, when he got through all that and he took that break back in the mid-2000s and he came back and it was like everything he put out he was trying to really figure out what famous, rich Eminem was. And ever since Rap God came out, he has completely capitalized off that flow and that style. And it's like the Eminem that I hear now is not the Eminem that I used to listen to. It's totally different. And you listen, like his last 2 or 3 records, it's like people knock them, and then he goes and makes another record about like, oh, well, y'all didn't like that record, so I'm gonna make this one. It's gonna be harder. And it's like, it's upsetting for me to see, because I don't want to hear you complain about people not really feeling your stuff. I just want to hear how you're feeling.
Exactly.
And I feel like he's having like a midlife identity crisis right now, because like, okay, I'm older. I'm not the young white guy that just ribbity raps and stuff. You know, it's like life is different for him, and I feel like he's looking at him and listening to the music and seeing everything. I feel like he's really trying to refigure out who he is, and he will.
Probably,
you know, it's just the position that he's in with all the eyes that are on him and all the people that are around him. You know, I mean, look how Michael Jackson passed away. He was surrounded by people who wanted the worst for him.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And you don't know who is in Eminem's camp right now that
In his ear, talking to him.
that wants the best for themselves and the worst for him.
That's true.
So it's, you're right. Eminem has had a little bit of a career resurgence.
But Kanye.
But
Eminem ain't getting that spot. Kanye's getting that spot.
For
Sunday
sure.
service. Woo! He's been tearing it up, doing tours. I would call them tours, but
Yeah.
basically shows in different cities, Sunday services in different cities.
100%.
And he just dropped a gospel album.
He did.
with
He
it.
did. And my friend, like I said, I brought him up from Greensboro. He's going on tour with me this summer. Eugenius. He absolutely just loves Kanye and everything like that.
Okay, so that's question 4. Would you
Oh,
rather
man.
be? I know
We got, oh man, we're going for. I'm
everybody
good.
goes deep.
I'm good.